What is up, guys? You got Not the Worst here, bringing you a subscriber request video. This one actually got pretty highly requested after last week's enhancing stream, and the reason for that was in that week that I was preparing for the enhancing stream, I grinded up over 1 billion in silver. Kind of mentioned it on stream, and then after that, a lot of people were like, "Hey, man, how do you make your money? What are you doing?" And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you in this video, so buckle up, kids. Get ready for a wild ride. But no, it's actually not wild. If you're here because the title of the video is like, yo, dope, how does this dude make his 1 billion silver in a week? First thing is, technically I did it in 5 days, but that doesn't actually matter, because the second thing is there's no secret to it. It just takes a lot of hours. And that's literally, what's my secret? I play this game way more than any normal adult should. That's the trick, okay? So I'll show you kind of what I do, but there's really no secret. Yeah, I grinded for 1 billion silver in a day. I'm sure other people have done it in less, because it comes down to the time that you're playing and how lucky your RNG is. All I did was just grind stuff. So it was a solid like 30, probably around 30 hours. I had it clocked when I hit 25, so I know it was definitely more than that. And it might be a little over 30, but let's say somewhere between 28 to 32 hours of grinding. So that kind of makes like the number of days not so relevant, but yeah. And the secret to it is just make sure you're grinding spots that will produce 30-ish mil or potentially more per hour. And a lot of spots are going to sometimes produce a little bit less than that, and then some spots you can potentially produce even more. So I'm headed back from a Centaur's grind that I was running a little bit today, and I'm going to show you guys what I do pretty much daily in preparation for my streams. First thing I do is I hit Den. It's a very terrible place to grind for money, like consistent money. Basically how Bazzi works is if you get a belt, you made a whole bunch of money in that time frame, and hopefully you weren't there too long getting that belt. And if you don't get a belt, you make dirt money there. It's really bad. Almost nothing else of relevance drops. The trash loot that you get there is like 2k, which is not the best considering how difficult the mobs are to kill. They're not difficult in the sense that they do damage, because they don't. They really do like 0 damage, but they take a lot to kill, and more importantly, their density is really bad. They're like spread out. Like you'll find some groups of 3, 4, and 5 here and there, but it's not like group to group. You have to find like there's a couple of decent-ish rotations to do it. Sometimes I'll hit it for a few hours just when I'm bored. As you can see, I do have a level 10 node there. But basically what I do, you go see this guy Raheem right here. I hit him up at least once a day. Actually, I only hit him up once a day. I hit Bazzi maybe just once a day, usually just once a day. You hit up Raheem, you're like, yo bro, what's going, how's the kids? He gives you a daily quest for a Kaffir stone and some gold bars or whatever. I just do that to get the Kaffir stone for the day and kind of keep a little variety in my daily routine, grinding up some money. So yeah, hit that dude. If you're lucky, maybe you get a belt drop. I have been averaging about 1 belt per week dropping there, which is a little bit on the high side. It's something like I saw somebody broke it down. It's like 3 to 6 hours or something you can expect a belt. But again, RNG's RNG, man. I've gotten 2 belts in 15 minutes there before. And I've also been there for hours and hours and not gotten a single belt. It definitely happens, and that's just how the game works. So after this guy, then it depends what I want to do for that day long term. So the next thing, I'm going to hit up Kadri, and I'm going to hit up Centaurs both. I'm going to do both of them. They both have a daily quest for a Kaffir stone as well. Want to complete both of those just to get the easy Kaffirs plus get some grinding. So the Kadri dude chills up here. The Centaur's one, when you click on him, he'll actually take you to this bro Zania over here to pick up the quest, and then you go get your Centaurs. I'll do it whichever one I'm going to grind at like long term that day for the rest of the many hours I'm going to grind. I'll do second. So if I'm going to stay at Kadri, then I'll do Centaurs first. If I'm going to go to Centaurs for the rest of the day, I'll do Kadri first. How I decide what I'm going to do is kind of where I'm at in Blackstones at the time, because Kadri just drops ridiculous amounts of Blackstones. Plus, you also have the elite mobs there too for a little extra boost in what you're dropping. So those are pretty nice to have in addition to it. You'll get some extra Kaffir stones there for sure from the elites. Definitely going to get Ancient Spirit Dust from the elites too, and then crazy amounts of Rosar weapons. And this Kadri is somewhat important to make sure you're at least hitting the dailies throughout the week, and I'm going to come back to why in just a little bit that matters. So then you have Centaurs. Centaurs is great to just grind. This is more of a quality over quantity grind. They're a little bit tough for mobs. You do need some amount of DP for these dudes because they do hurt. plowing through them. But this one, how profitable it is really depends on what the black magic crystal market is like. Sometimes it does dip down. If you're noticing, you know, a couple hundred of the black magic crystals that drop there on the market, which we can pull those up in the item shop here. If you're noticing a couple hundred being listed at the time, they're not selling quite quickly. One, they will sell, but two, people get really like impatient with it, and they'll just keep crashing the price on these stones. So kind of pay attention to it. In general, they've been a little bit low ever since the Dregan announcement, because you have the new crystals coming out in Dregan. I fully expect these to go back up after Dregan releases, and how many there are in the market reduces quite a bit as it gets spread out, and then people find out that farming the new Dregan places isn't as amazing as they wanted it to be, or they're not able to at their AP or DP levels. So yeah, these are the ones you want to keep an eye on if you're going to farm Centaurs. These crystals here, just kind of see what the sell prices are at to see if it's what you want to be doing for grinding. Okay, so there's that. And then of course I can also drop the Centaur belt. There's an event right now, so these are in the gutter as far as price, but usually you can get about 8 mil for these guys normally, and then just Rokava's. So there's that. Kadri, boom, Rosar weapons. Okay, first of all, the Seraph necklaces that drop here, it is not from any of the Kadri mobs there. They only drop from the elite mobs, okay? So you're not going to have a chance at a Seraphs except for the elites only. Anything can drop the BMC Valor there. Any single mob can do it, and anything will drop any of the others too. The ring can drop off anything, or you can get these pieces that get combined to make the ring as well. So the thing about the Rosar weapons, this really helps boost my grinding up, so where like the more of the times this happens, the less hours I have to put in that week to make sure I hit my 1 billion for enhancing. Also, side note, I only ever I try to set aside 600 million to do an enhancing stream weekly. That 1 billion was just one particular week where I just kind of like was in the zone and had no life and just crushed it, so I happened to have it, and that's why we're making this video. So what I do with these Rosar weapons then is you're going to get enhanced ones that drop from time to time. Okay, so we jump over to Hanceville over here, where I stick garbage that I'm not using. Oh, I blew through a lot of these. I had a lot more of these. I hang on to my 14s and my 15s here, and then I use them for building up usually my duo stacks. So I'm going to grab some Reblath, or the militia weapons or whatever, to build my duo stacks. And instead of just running those up to plus 18, which you can totally do, I'll run these up to, when I'm going pry, I run them up to 16, drop a stone in them. And the reason for that is if it's pry, it fails, it goes up to 18. Then boom, I have my duo boss gear stack. And if it succeeds, then okay, now I have a pry Rosar weapon. Why do I want a pry Rosar weapon? Great, I'm glad you asked that question. Plus 15 Rosar weapons will never ever sell, because everybody that farms Kadri is getting the plus 14s and 15s to drop, and then they're trying to put them on the market. At any given time, this plus 15 Rosar longsword, there's probably like 40 something on the market right now, and they don't sell very quickly. So personally, I like to push them to duo and then sell them, because you end up way ahead in the money. You can also extract them if you just want pure blackstones from them. You will get a whole bunch of blackstones from a plus 15, anywhere from like 30 to like 60, maybe even 7. I mean, you get, I don't know the exact numbers. It's a lot, but I like to use them just since if I'm doing an enhancing stream every week, I'm going to need a whole bunch of boss duo stack at 18. So I just use these. So yeah, if they're at 15, I'm going to pry. I go to 16. That way it's at 18. Boom, got my duo stack. And if I don't get my 18 duo stack, that's because it went pry. No problem. Smash some garbage gear up to plus 15 this time. Run a stone into the weapon, then see if it goes duo. If it goes duo, you sell it. Duo Rosar weapons sell pretty quickly. The gauntlet will sell almost instantly, and the axe is pretty fast as well. The longsword and the DK weapon thing, Kriegsmesser is maybe how you pronounce that thing. I play DK too. This guy and the longsword probably take a day or so to do it, but it's just kind of supplemental. You're already farming, you're already doing things, you're already building up fail stacks for other stuff. I end up needing a week's worth of enhancing. I end up needing probably like, I don't know, we do like probably anywhere from 12 to 20 duo stacks in one session. So I need a bunch of them, and I blow through them. And then these just really bring in it's a nice drop to pick up. If you pick up a 15, maybe you use it a little bit, get your 18 stack, you're going to be blowing up your Reblath and dumping a little bit of money in there anyhow. And yeah, obviously the sharp stones do cost more than, you know, just using the Reblath to build the stack. But again, this is just supplemental to what you're doing. You're already going to be making these stacks anyways. You're getting these drops anyways. Dump these, and you're going to pick up a cool like 65 mil on a gauntlet, maybe like 60 mil or so on the longsword at duo, a little bit less you know, obviously after taxes. So there's that as well. The Kadri rings will typically sell, but again, there's that Lauren family box ring, Lauren family box event that's going on right now. This ring is super common to come out of that box. So the price on these has crashed right now. So I'm either going to hang on to them, or what I was doing with my Centaur belts too is just like random stacks that we were working on the live stream, smash them together, maybe make a pry, and then just sell it at pry, a little bit of money. Same thing with the Centaur belts right now. Probably one of these will easily sell at 25 mil, whereas a single one right now is hardly selling at 6. It's been pretty pitiful since the event. So anyways, that's it. It's not a secret. It's not anything. It's probably not even like the best way to grind a billion. There's no life skilling involved with it. The only life skilling I do, and these aren't even the best ones for it, I just farm some potatoes and stuff, like random junk. I don't do life skilling to add any amount of extra money into my weekly grind. I really just, ever since the enhancing live streams have been going on, I really just plow through as much grind as I can possibly do in the week, so that we get a ton of money and resources to keep it going. And yeah, that's it. Sometimes I like having the option, right? Like Bazzy Den's not great anyway, so it really becomes these two, but sometimes things just get monotonous, you know. And if you're gonna be a nerd like me and put out 20 to 30 hours of grind time in a week, you want to make sure you're feeling fresh, you're keeping keeping it a little different. I can only do so much Kadri in a week, and I can only do so much Centaurs in a week, so it's kind of like just kind of break it up. You can honestly eliminate the daily at Bazzy if you want to. For me, it's just kind of like the mindset of like, hey, at least I gave it, 15-20 minutes getting this daily done real fast, and had that chance to have a Bazzy belt drop. Because I can tell you, the weeks that they do the Bazzy belt drops, you're like, cool, that literally just saved me like an hour and a half or 2 hours worth of grind time that I didn't have to do anytime that happens. So I recommend at least putting the daily into your routine, maybe doing that. You don't have to have level 10 nodes, but obviously that helps me out a whole bunch. And that's it. Pure money, pure silver, the Centaurs, obviously, if you want to stock up those black stones and maybe try and build up some fail stacks and stuff, and get try that selling the duo Rosars like I do. Dip into Kadri a little bit and just kind of feel them out, see what you like best if you haven't tried them before, what you can handle, or just diversify them, try a little of each one, so that way you don't bore yourself to death doing the same thing for 30 hours a week. Anyhow, that's literally how I make money. Subscribers had been asking me. That's what I do. I grind a completely asinine amount to make sure that I make a whole bunch of money, so we can keep the enhancing live streams going. So that is going to be it for this video. If you haven't checked one out before, make sure you follow us on the Twitch. Link is right below you there in the description section, so that way you can check out one of the enhancing streams, because we have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, that's okay too. I would still appreciate your like, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that as well. It is highly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.